And we're live. Yo, let's get it. Let me get the chat here going real quick. 1 second. What's up, everyone? We're live. We're live. Just gotta get the chat. Where's the chat box? All right. There we go. Boom. All right. I have the chat going. What's up, everyone? Welcome, Icy Gains. Back in action. Today is Monday, March 9. There's a lot to go over. I'm going to be sharing my live in just a second with the team. Let's go. Let's go. Boom. All right. Awesome. All right. Let's get going. Let's get going. Let's see here. All right. Let's actually break it down. I'm gonna start off with the market updates for this week. All right. So what happened today? I shared with the team. Donald Trump are reportedly investing in a drone company. The U.S. has intercepted encrypted communications believed to have originated in Iran. That may serve as operational trigger. Many important meetings. Trump has reportedly told aides he would back the killing of. Alright, so a lot of news updates I do share here and there just to keep the community updated with the news. But the major one today is obviously when Trump said that the war could be over soon, which is speculative, just as anything else he says. Um, so, not much there, honestly. Alright, let's go straight into TradingView now. Where is TradingView, brother? Okay, there we go. Boom. Alright. We're on, we're on, we're on. Okay. Alright, so there was a couple stocks that I want to go over. A lot of amazing, amazing setups. The first one, or the first two that I'm gonna go over, are the current plays that we're in. First one is Microsoft. So this one here, wow, we've been in Microsoft for quite a while. In Before I get started, I just want to share all the profits that the Discord has already been making with Microsoft. It's been a long one. So when we go here, go back to Discord, check it. This is real profits right here, guys. Real profits. So take it back. We banked on Amazon. We banked on some QQQ calls. All right, here Sam Blade, thank you for putting Microsoft on my radar. Sam made some money with Microsoft calls, which is amazing. Joe with an amazing 69%, $100 profit play with Microsoft. Let's go. That's awesome. That's awesome. What else we got here? I think February 25th is when we started looking out for Microsoft. But look at all these wins. Look at all these wins. Wow. I love it. I love it. Okay, I think that was it. Microsoft puts Microsoft. Okay, that's it. All right, I just wanted to share with you guys how real profits are being made in the Discord. So if you are still hesitating, doubting, you shouldn't. Just get straight into it. Learn the stock market with IcyTradez. Trust me, it is the best community out there. All right, so let's get back into the charts here. All right, so what's this big deal with Microsoft? Why are we in it? And what's going on? All right. So if I take you back to February 25th, right? Microsoft is making a new low here, correct? But when you look at the indicators, we were actually making a higher low. So whenever you get, boom, higher low on the Williams percent range, and then you could start seeing how Microsoft's starting to curl up. The MACD was starting to curl back up. So whenever you see the stock price going down, but the indicators going higher, that right there is a hidden bullish divergence. That is actually my favorite setup in calling a reversal play, a long-term swing for calls, because more likely than not, this stock is going to stop making new lows. And as you can see here, Microsoft, it was just pretty perfect. Microsoft stopped making new lows here, and from there, it's been an uptrend, right? So this was a masterful bottom in Microsoft that we started looking at for calls, and as you can see, a lot of the members already banked on it. But what do I see here happening next? So news aside, market crazy news aside, I don't really think about, okay, what could happen next, what could happen in the news cycle, right? I don't really put that into consideration. I base off my plays just from technical analysis, what the chart is telling me, and that's pretty much it. As long as the momentum and price action is continuing to confirm the direction of my thesis, I'm going to stay in this play. So when Microsoft was at 385, right, I started to get into calls, and my first checkpoint was that, okay, I want Microsoft to obviously start the uptrend, but once it started the uptrend, I wanted Microsoft to hold this important level here. And if you don't know what these bars are on the side, this is called the anchored volume profile. Right here, I have it as my favorites in my toolbox. I use this to also support my reversal ideas whenever I'm trying to catch a reversal play. What this tells me is how many buyers and sellers exist at certain price levels, right? As you can see here, Microsoft has a lot of buyers and sellers at the 400, or had at the 400 level. What does that mean? That means that this level is very important for Microsoft to break and hold. If Microsoft is able to break and hold, then it has a clear clear route, or clear passageway across this roadmap. And the roadmap is wherever there's a gap of of where is the next level that has a similar amount of buyers and sellers, how much volume it has. And if you see, you know, these levels, what's the next big level that pops up? It's this one right here, right? These are very small. These are very small here. Okay, so that means that pretty much Microsoft has a clear, not a clear landing, but a clear um, destination up to the 470 range. It's not gonna be quick, but it is very likely that Microsoft, you know, starts its uptrend to back to the recent highs. So that's what I'm betting on. That's why I'm still holding my Microsoft call. And I keep on staying excited for Microsoft here. It was amazing how Microsoft was able to bounce right off the 400 level, and we want this to continue. I think the next like hesitation will be the 430 range. We currently have the March 20th 430 calls, so hopefully the you know the momentum picks up. All right. So that's Microsoft. I am really excited. This MACD is continuing to go to the uptrend. The RSI is creeping up, creeping up. So I don't see much um, bearish uh, you know momentum pushing this to the downside. I think there is a lot more bullish direction for this stock. All right. The next play that I am in for calls is Nvidia. This one is a crazy one. I've been talking about this for a while as well, but we just got into the calls on Friday. I wish I got in today, but it is what it is. You're not always gonna get the perfect entry. Is there anyone on the chat? Nobody on the chat. All right. Okay. So right here, what do I see? Nvidia continues to be in this consolidation range, and this consolidation range, you could also notice this by looking at the EMAs. I went over what the EMAs are in my last episode of the YouTube series. That is also on my YouTube channel. It's in the playlist for the best stock market for beginners series. So when you look at the EMAs, what could you tell? I could draw one little rectangle to pretty much summarize how compressed Nvidia has been. Right there. These EMAs are pretty much staying in this 182, 186 range, which is crazy. I haven't seen this much compression in quite a while. But where else do you see this compression is on the SPY. 1 second. Good stuff right there. All right, so I also just posted a TikTok talking about Nvidia and why I obviously still held my Nvidia calls. They're also expiring next week on Friday, and I'm planning on holding it. But if by Wednesday there's no momentum to the upside towards 195, I might sell that call and get a further expiration call. But for now, we are holding, and I expect this to play out in my favor. It bounced off this strong support level of 176 back to 182, and I do see Nvidia hopefully breaking out of this 183 level so that it could complete the range of to 193. So if it could go up to 193 by I think Wednesday or Thursday, our calls would be very happy. But this is basically a level to level type of play. Very simple strategy, but very effective because the stronger a support level is, the stronger the bounce and the stronger the continuation to the upside. Right now, as you can see, as I said on my TikTok, whenever when you're getting better at charting, when you get better at technical analysis and noticing those patterns in your charts, you're gonna start realizing that the reason why this stock bounced at this level, yes, it's because of your chart and your strategy and your pattern that you were looking out for. But when you go back to that day of why it bounced, you're gonna see that there was probably some news that was the catalyst. For example, today Nvidia was very bearish because it was opening at 173, 174, and just along with the entire market, everybody was bearish. Everybody was scared. There was so much fear in the market, right? But at the market open, Nvidia was just sitting right at 176, 177, and then at 12 p.m. you see or you hear how Trump says this war is almost over, and that quickly flipped the switch back to the upside, and I wasn't surprised. Uh, I, I I was telling the Discord the whole day today. You know, patience. I'm also not making any moves, staying confident. There was nothing to worry about. Um, when you get into a play, you want to set your rules, follow your strategy. For me, even though I got in at 182, I knew that the next big support level was 176. If Nvidia closed the day under 176, then I will cut the play. But at no time did Nvidia break lower than this level here. So there was no reason to sell and no reason to panic. All right. So I'm very excited about Nvidia. Looks very good. All right. Up next, Alibaba. So this one, I'm very excited. I like this one. Let me see what it's looking like in the overnight market real quick. So the thing with Alibaba is that it does report earnings on March 19. It is currently at 135, and unfortunately that is already above the level that I was looking at. Okay. So the reason why I really like Alibaba right now is just because this oversold levels right here. You can see how oversold it's been oversold for the past few days, and you could also start noticing how the MACD is starting to trend back or curl back up. This looks like a better setup than Microsoft, even though Microsoft was already oversold. Once you see this RSI already turning red, that is extreme oversold levels. More likely than not, this stock is going to reverse, bounce, and very strongly. Uh, and another thing that you could do when you're charting, when you're looking for a play, is look at the past few months or years, even, so that you could see how this stock performs, how it moves, learn the story basically. Oh, I actually have it right here. Okay, so check it out. So you know how Baba has been dropping from 180 all the way down to 130? That is a $50 move down, right? So when you go back, I found that Alibaba had a similar move down in March 2025. Look at that. That is very close to the same time frame as now. So let's just go back to this time frame. What do you see here? So Alibaba went from 148 all the way back down to 96. Oh my god, that's literally $50. Okay. Alibaba right now it has dropped $50. And in this example, you see Alibaba went from 148 all the way back to 98. That is exactly $50. And what happened? What happened then? Alibaba went from 96 all the way back up to 130. Let's just say 132 in the span of almost a month. That is a 38% move, $36. So in with that math, with that information, I could predict. I could. My opinion here is that Alibaba should move $30 from 128 easily to $30 to 160. I'm going to be looking at calls for April, ending of April for 150, 160, because why not, right? History tends to repeat itself in the stock market, so why wouldn't you bet your top dollar on this move? That's what I'm thinking. Up next, let's see here. Tesla. Tesla was an amazing play as well. Oh, sorry. All right. All right. We have Tesla here. Amazing move as well. What is it? What is Tesla moving like in the after hours? 396. Nice. All right. So one of my favorite patterns is actually the falling wedge pattern. I love falling wedges because it's a pattern harder to notice, and whenever people see a falling stock price, they turn bearish, right? But a powerful pattern to know, to master, is the falling wedge, because it's going to basically be a bear trap. So as the stock is falling down, right? It's falling down, it's falling down. It's actually getting compressed as it's falling down. It's getting compressed, compressed. See how it's getting smaller, 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 smaller. It's going from big to small, small, small. Once it gets to the end point, that's when it shoots up, and it shoots up with so much just so much power, so much momentum, price action. It all follows through. So let me delete this. All right. So right now, today, Tesla was trading at the lows of 380, and of course, when Trump announced the news at 12:10 p.m., uh, Tesla had an incredible move from 390 all the way up to 400, and it broke back down. But I am waiting for Tesla to confirm this breakout anytime it breaks out of this upper trend line of this falling wedge. Um, so the difference here is that I don't really look at the technical or the indicators, even though you could. Let's see what the indicators are looking like. You see the indicators are just up and down, ranging in the lower level, and wow, the MACD is looking like what the. And actually, I have I have not seen the MACD just do nothing. Okay, yeah. So that sucks. Yeah. So this is why I don't really mind the indicators in this example, because whenever there's a pattern that's very clear, I go I play the pattern based off the chart itself only. So basically, whenever the trend line breaks, that's when I get into my call and betting that it's going to break out. And here, this is the biggest level that pops up to me. So I would expect Tesla to retest this level of 430, 430 to 438, 435. Yeah, awesome. That right there is an amazing play. Let's see. What's is anyone on the chat? Anyone? No request for charts. All right, no worries. All right, let's just do. Hmm. Uh, let's do. Let's see. Let's go to a crypto hood. Hood right here. Yeah. I like. Okay. Yeah. I do like this one. I do like this one. Okay. All right. So Robinhood. I want to go over this one because it's a clean. I think it's a clean Head and Shoulders, but inverse Head and Shoulders, and I feel like Bitcoin is being very sneaky right now. A lot of people once again are being bearish on crypto, but I've been buying weekly at these lows, because I believe there's going to be a breakout in crypto slash Bitcoin slash Ethereum. So let's get started here. So the head and shoulders is a very popular pattern, but although it's very popular, I see a lot of people not noticing or not catching the pattern in stock charts because it doesn't come out as obvious, right? So when I take this off, are you able to see an inverse head and shoulders there? It's very hard in my opinion. It did take a while for me to notice it, but I like using the pattern here, head and shoulders. So I was able to notice this left shoulder, then this head right here, and then from there I was able to look at this right shoulder. Bam. And you could see that once this uh yes, I mean it looks pretty good here. I could probably move it more. Yeah. So I mean this is again, no pattern's gonna be perfect. This could obviously break back down and invalidate my idea of this head and shoulders, but whenever you think you see the pattern and you could still draw it, why not bet on yourself and make your prediction, make your thesis, and see how it plays out. Not every chart pattern is going to be perfect. So here, this is basically a very simple, and also look at the anchored volume profile. Basically, if Robinhood could get back above $80, it has a clear path, a clear passageway all the way back up to 115. 115. 115. That is an that is a 45% move. If you catch a 45% move in stock option calls, that means that you are going to make 4,500% in those calls. So if I was playing calls, I would look out for maybe 110 calls a month out or 2 months out. I don't think they're expensive right now because everyone is bearish. The only thing going against traders right now though is the high VIX level. But if we could get VIX to get flushed and the volatility to go down, uh, stock option contracts are going to go back down in price, and that's going to make it the best uh, outcome for us to buy more calls and load up. So I'm glad I'm in over this one. I'm very glad. All right, so that's pretty much it. If there is no questions, I do see 2 people watching here, so that's awesome. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. That was about 30 minutes in the Monday night stock talk with IcyTradez, Icy Gains here. You already know. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're not in the Discord, just comment down below, and I will make sure to get you guys inside for free. The Discord is going to be the best place, the best community for you to improve your stock market skills, improve your, to be able to talk to other people about stocks and long-term investment opportunities. That in itself is going to make you a better investor. I know when I was first getting started, I didn't have that, that community and that many people to even talk about this stuff. So what happens when you don't talk to anyone about stocks? You don't get to really develop your skills, right? So damn, I just noticed Robinhood right here on January 14th. It printed an amazing hangman candle. Wow, look at that. Hangman candles are a blessing in disguise. Bam, bam. Wow, nasty. I wish I caught that. All right. All right, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Monday night. Get ready for the week. It's going to be amazing. Be patient. Don't panic sell. Don't panic buy. No FOMO. Strategize your plays. And as always, Icy Gains got your back. And I'll see you in the IcyTradez Discord, baby. Let's go.